Hi there, I guess your disguise means we must talk without mentioning names.
That is right. I am glad you are up to speed, because I am here to talk in strictest confidence about the future of our generation.
Which I guess means beyond kindergarten to when we can do the big poo-poo, both metaphorically and practically.
Man, I'm glad you have hit the ground running today, because that is a phrase you will often hear in the future.
What does hit the ground running mean? Because most adult jobs are desk-bound, there is no running involved.
It is the first level in job speak, and it is supposed to mean you know what is involved in doing the job which you might be offered, but specifically it really means knowing how this workplace operates.
But you wouldn't, of course. I mean, you'd be applying because you knew how to do the job, not necessarily the idiosyncrasies of that workplace.
You may think knowing the job is what they want. However, there are now people being placed in jobs they know nothing about.
Whom is it placing people in this way? Surely there are checks and balances.
So now we arrive at the interesting point, because most job placement involves recruitment agencies or even the mysterious acting as a recruitment agency people. That is the covert for-profit activity of unknown people whom are crippling our modern world.
I am now confused because that means the employer must consume pre-digested material. They are being spoon-fed employee options and have no real choice.
That is true. The employer has to eat the sick spewed out by the recruitmental agency. Then of course there are those mysterious acting as entities. They may be the employer if you are lucky. But it is most likely that they are unknown self-employed individuals. The point, however, is that the evaluation has become a for money-based activity, both in the situation of the recruitment agency and the self-employed unknown.
So I think you are saying that the recruitmentalist contagion has infested the employment arena and now the candidate has another hurdle to overcome.
You are awake then? Sadly that is the case. We must all now develop strategies to circumvent the activities of this recruitmentalist contagion.
What strategies do you think we should employ upon writing our job applications?
Your initial one is to be correct and accurate, but that is obvious. However, a specific stratagem concerns the choice of words used, so that you can attempt to avoid the trolling bots that these evil organizations use.
These trolling bots sound sinister. What evil purpose do they have?
Their activity is to crawl all over your CV looking for keywords. If they do not find any, you are rejected, regardless of suitability for the position. In lesser companies, these bots are actual people rather than programs. As a result, emotion can guide their decisions.
I see all kinds of non-relevant prejudices can be used against the unwitting applicant, and even those programmed bots will work in a rigid yes-no manner, a comer in the wrong place and pow.
The tide of woe does not end there, because you will only hear if your application is successful. That is, you will be working blind on every application. You may just have the job advert to go on. Although often you may find a downloadable person and job spec in which you can find keywords.
Well, that is still just guesswork, because you will only know what in your CV is valid for that type of work, and those recruitmentalists will only have one version unless you upload a new one for every job you apply for.
In a sense, that is the least of it, because your work experience is only relevant for 1 year, and then no matter how much you have, it is wiped clean. That means you cannot apply for the type of work you have been doing after the first year of unemployment.
So you take any work because you are not getting replies, and ergo the only experience they consider valid on your CV is for that job you have just taken. Man, that is tough.
Yep, it is the new unwritten rule. Only the initially successful can continue. There are only so many jobs, and there are many people out there. Every July, new people. But hey, don't forget I wasn't here and you didn't hear that from me. Those recruitmentalists are everywhere.